This is Jake Tran. He has a very successful YouTube channel. He makes video essays where he exposes corruption in the world, whether it be something like the evil business practices of Nestle,
So you were Nestle in the 1970s.
or the CIA's plot against Julian Assange.
Target, Julian Assange.
With the way the YouTube algorithm is, it has forced content to be more PC than the Disney Channel. His channel was a breath of fresh air. He exposed corruption that you couldn't normally get away with on YouTube. So much so that most of the comments on his videos were fans fearing for his safety. He was one of the major influences I had when starting my channel. However, recently he has come under major scrutiny by some of his fans and major YouTubers for corrupt business practices on his YouTube.
Jake Tran is a perfect example of exactly what not to do once you blow up on YouTube.
Notice Jake Tran has his own weird little evil scheme going on.
As of recently, the reputation status Jake built has come crumbling down, with many of his devoted fans losing all respect for him.
He was the guy who exposed corruption, and now it seems that he has become the monster he was trying to destroy. I'm giving away $100 to my first 100 subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe and follow the instructions on the pinned comment. Jake Tran was born in Saigon, Vietnam, and moved to America when he was just 2 years old. He and his family moved to sunny Orange County, California. He was an entrepreneur right from his early days. He would flip toys on eBay for profit. He was very good in school. He loved math and science, and he graduated 11th in his class. He was also super obsessed with Taekwondo, or as Andrew Schultz would call it on his podcast, Tech Window.
So at the time, I was doing Taekwondo. I was a competitor and coach.
What's tech window for us old people?
Taekwondo,
Yeah.
the Korean martial art.
Oh, Taekwondo, dude.
Damn it.
I thought you said tech window. You said,
Taekwondo.
dude, he
You
said,
dumb
just saying.
Christ, dude.
Hold on, hold on.
Christ,
Dude,
man.
Relax.
God damn it, dude.
You
Fucking
just said.
idiot you are. Jesus Christ. How dumb are you, dog?
So he came from humble beginnings. Jake's family couldn't afford cable growing up, so his main form of entertainment was YouTube. He loved tech channels like Linus Tech Tips. As an entrepreneur, he fell in love with the business of YouTube. So he started his channel wanting to be the Linus Tech Tips of Taekwondo.
Pull back. High expectations. Let's see. Too easy for you. All right, we gotta scale it up. Don't pull back. But Jake.
After 2 years, he only had 5,000 subscribers.
I distinctly remember making around $200 every 3 months from YouTube AdSense, because $200 was the threshold you had to hit to get paid out by YouTube. By now, I had just started college, I was burnt out from Taekwondo and YouTube, so I decided to throw in the towel, give up on my dream, and I went with the traditional route.
So he took a break from YouTube and went to college to become a web developer. He got recommended the book Millionaire Fastlane, and the book changed his life.
My friend recommended me the book, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. And that book pretty much changed my life. Because at the time, I was leaning towards becoming an academic.
Yeah.
But then I read that book and I listened to the whole book on Audible in like one day, and I came in the next day of school, just completely distraught. And like my world had been turned upside down.
Right. He came to the realization that he was taking the slow lane by working traditional 9-to-5 job, and he wanted to really throw everything into his dream of YouTube. At that time, he'd really gotten into finance YouTube. He was a huge fan of some of the YouTubers like Graham Stephan. He started trying to make videos like Graham Stephan, and he wasn't having much success. Until one day, he read the book Blue Ocean Strategy. After that day, he decided to completely change the direction of his channel and start focus on making video essays on money, power, war, and crime.
Somewhere along the line, I started watching a documentary on war profiteering, and I was blown away. I was so fascinated by it. I was so shocked that this wasn't common knowledge, that average people didn't know about this. But the problem was, who in their right mind would be interested in a video on war profiteering out of all things? Only nerds like me would watch this. Making a video on war profiteering would be such a waste of time. But I decided to do it anyways, just to satisfy my own intellectual thirst. The viciously profitable business of war goes live, with my guy Patrick Bateman on the thumbnail, and boom, to my surprise, it becomes one of my best performing videos. Apparently there are a lot of nerds out there like me, interested in dark subjects like this. Interesting. So I kept trying other dark topics that no one else would make videos on. The same thing happened after I saw the movie War Dogs and my subsequent video on it, how to make money off of World War III. And then the same thing happened with another video, the profitable business of enslaving third world countries. Then the same with money laundering, the art of cleaning dirty money. and then China's profitable business of concentration camps, and then the economics of the mafia, and it just kept going on. There was a market for these super dark videos explaining how the world really works.
With this new strategy, he went from 10,000 subs to 1.6 million subs in just 2 years. Jake was doing everything himself, putting in 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. He was really on the grind. He was making tons of money at this point, so much so that he was able to buy his parents a house. This was at the point when everything would start to crumble beneath him. CoffeeZilla made a video exposing Jake's shady business practices and attempts to scam his community.
Tobacco, baby with laser eyes, lady with laser eyes, ExxonMobil with laser eyes. These are the most evil businesses in the world, according to 24-year-old capitalist Jake Tran. The reason we're here today is because buried beneath all this talk of evil businesses and evil people, I noticed Jake Tran has his own weird little evil scheme going on, which I first noticed watching one of his videos, and I can't remember which one it was. It was either like, we're all gonna starve, or oh great, we're all gonna die, something like that. And what I noticed is that Jake makes these videos exposing scams, but then often uses the same tactics of the scam to then pitch you like a sponsor that's in the same lane. Like, for example, he'll tell you that lotteries are predatory.
Lotteries are predatory. They play on our psychology to suck us dry of our hard-earned money.
But then, in that same video, he'll sell you a, quote, no-lose lottery.
Play the no-lose lottery by pausing the video and clicking the link below.
And it's not just that. It seems like he handpicks these sponsors for the videos, because he also said crypto trading bots are a scam and often a way to get people to believe there's a free money machine.
Back in the Wolf of Wall Street days, you would just shove penny stocks down people's throats and take a giant commission. A few years back, it might have been selling a stock trading bot or a forex trading bot that supposedly makes you money while you sleep. But today we have something even better, even more tempting: a crypto trading bot.
Now, right after learning that crypto trading bots are the new tempting way to get people to give you their money, guess what Jake Tran advertises?
And the product itself is actually legit. You can set up your own custom bots based on your parameters, deploy them to start trading automatically with your money, see the trades come in, and withdraw your money.
Like, it's almost breathtaking, isn't it? Like, to see someone denounce a scam and then in the same breath be like, you know what's not a scam? The same thing.
And so Jake responded with this community post. What did you expect out of a channel that teaches you how to be evil? LOL. I apologize for nothing. He shamelessly doubled down on his take, essentially blaming his viewers for getting scammed. If you don't like the sponsor on this channel, skip the ads, don't buy them, unsubscribe. So CoffeeZilla made a response video.
In 2022, you either die a hero or live long enough to sell NFTs. That's the new YouTuber life cycle, and today we get the rare chance to see the final form of the greedy influencer. That's right, the legendary Doublest Downus. I'm of course talking about Jake Tran's recent response. Now, soon after this video came out, Jake got backlash from his community, and he finally responded to all the accusations. And honestly, I'm surprised. I was expecting a response somewhere along the lines of either, I didn't know it was a scam, or it's not a scam, but he didn't even try that. Now, I'll be honest, I clearly was fooled. I thought his whole series on evil business videos were exposés, but apparently it's a big to-do list. Like, I think Jake saw this all as a big WikiHow. He's the type of guy to think that The Wolf on Wall Street is like a checklist and not a cautionary tale. And, you know, on the one hand, I do really appreciate the honesty of this, but on the other, much more important hand, you're kind of admitting that you don't care if your audience gets scammed by you, which it seems really wrong. Now, that being said, I'd at least respect it if he fully committed to the villain arc. But Jake softens it in the next paragraph and says, in all seriousness, I put my heart and soul into making free premium videos. Every sponsor on this channel helps fund this channel so we can keep upping the quality and quantity. So if you don't like the sponsors, skip the ads, don't buy from them, or unsubscribe from the channel. So basically, he's not sorry, he had to do the scam ads to keep up with the quantity and quality of his videos. But
I couldn't agree more with CoffeeZilla on this point. It's almost like Jake thinks he needs to stab people in the back and cheat to get ahead. This is such a narrow mindset. It's really sad to see because I still really like Jake's videos. He does expose corruption, but like CoffeeZilla said, it's almost like he thought he was making a how-to video as opposed to an expose.
And it was through these iterations that I realized this about the world we live in. Everyone in this world wants power. When you feel like you don't have any power, you feel weak, low status, you fall into depression. No one wants less power, everyone wants more power. The pursuit of power is old as human nature itself, And yet, chasing power is taboo. In today's world, everything has to look civilized, decent, democratic, fair. Our world is supposed to be the pinnacle of fairness. And yet, greed, envy, lust, hatred boils and simmers under the surface as they always have. If you stab your opponent in the back, it must be with a velvet glove on your hand and with the sweetest smile on your face. To the outside, you have to look decent, modest, civil. But on the inside, you deceive, manipulate, outmaneuver, you lure your opponents into traps, all in the name of acquiring more power. This is the world we live in, whether you like it or not. And because of all this, all the most important information in the world is kept secret by those who want to keep and grow their power. There's a reason why no one teaches us about any of this. There's a reason why none of this is taught in schools. And that has become the purpose of this channel. To expose how this world of power really works. To help you navigate this world. To level out the playing field for the powerless. To help you become more dangerous. Because as Jordan Peterson once said, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control.
The other thing that changed about Jake's videos is it kind of seemed like he was getting a little lazy. It seemed like he was outsourcing everything that he did, everything from writing, editing, and doing the video voiceovers, which I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, you're going to get your channel to a point where you want to pump out as much content as you can, and you're going to have to outsource some of these things. But the way that he did it was kind of sketchy. He developed this kind of bait and switch method, this bait and switch strategy that he had with his audience. He would do this thing where in the first 30 seconds of his video, it was him doing the voiceover.
American universities have become hedge funds. Billion-dollar hedge funds that enrich the academic elite while they keep shackling students in more and more debts.
And so it would get his viewers used to his voice and knowing that it was his video, and then he hired a voice actor to do the rest of the video.
Have universities always been used as a front for secret money-making schemes?
And then because of what I assume is some sort of contractual obligation that he had with his sponsors, he would do the ad read.
And it was all thanks to the amazing platform I found this course on called Udemy.
So it would be his voiceover for the ad read, his voiceover for the first 30 seconds of the video, but the rest of it was a hired voice actor. And here's the thing, the first 30 seconds of the video is what hooks your audience. In my opinion, I feel like it's kind of a lazy tactic. I see YouTube as a creative endeavor. That's why they call them creators. And this just doesn't seem like he is the creative anymore. He's just kind of a manager. At some point, it's hard to say that these are your videos. However, on the flip side, I mean, it's hard not to respect the Henry Ford-like assembly line that he created. I mean, the ingenuity is genius. But you are the creator. I mean, you are the artist. And at some point, if you're not creating and if you're not making the arts, it's just a money printing machine. And I mean, to be honest with you, the thing that is so irritating about this whole debacle is that there's a huge need for this type of content on YouTube. There's a huge need for exposing evil in the world. I also love the strategy of creating members-only videos that the algorithm would never recommend because they're way too controversial. It creates this funnel that beats the YouTube algorithm from blocking his videos. I mean, look at some of these members-only videos that he has. These videos would never work on YouTube, and I'm surprised that they don't shut his channel down for some of these. However, nowadays it seems like he's traveling the world, just trying to collect a check. Which I get it, he's young, wealthy, and he wants to experience life. The funny thing is his channel's not even taking a hit for it. Look at the view counts that he's getting nowadays. These are some of his recent videos. It doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. Now, I mean, his videos aren't getting some of the views that you see on other channels like Moon, which is another great channel that I think you should check out. But he's also pumping out videos at a rate higher than anybody else. And I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, he's still fighting against the elites. He's still exposing real corruption. And I get the fact that you can't blindly trust a creator. Jake just turned 24. He's still a kid. I wouldn't trust him with any kind of financial advice. But some people fell victims for his scams. However, I do believe that his videos and videos like his are net good for society. No one else is exposing corruption like he is at the level that he's doing it.